If you have any questions for Coach Ralph, please raise your hand in the chat. We will call on to you. We will go ahead and get the questions started. We'll go ahead and start with Elena Morris with VandySports.com. Go ahead, Elena.
First of all, congratulations on getting into the NCAA tournament. Just what's your initial reaction when you heard that you guys have made it in?
Hi, Elena. Thank you. Joy for us, joy for our program, for our team, especially, some of our veterans who have said this is their goal all along since we got here the first week on the job. We are in the tournament and we're excited. We're so excited. We're so thrilled to be competing. We're so proud to be representing Vanderbilt and our conference.
Aria Grierson, go ahead, Aria.
Yeah, Shea, you guys played Columbia last season. So is there anything that you can take from that matchup a year ago and kind of prepare you to play them this time?
I think they're a lot different. I think they graduated a bunch of seniors last year. We are two totally different teams and two totally different conferences. I'm excited that we get the opportunity to play. What I can tell you is that we are really looking forward to representing the SEC. And I know that we're battle tested. I know what we've done all year. I know our body of work. And while I'm excited that we're playing Columbia, I don't care who it is that we play. We're going to be ready to compete and to make the most of this opportunity.
Joey Dwyer, VandySports.com. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Coach. With all that you've been through trying to build this program up, how much did this mean to you to achieve this step as a program?
It is really cool just in terms of, for us, it's, our third year. And knowing where we were when we got here, all of the adversity that we went through, I told you guys, I felt like maybe last year we could have made a go at it. I also know when you've been in the SEC conference for a few years, I think you understand. I know now for sure. I think that could be an NCAA conference from top to bottom. Every conference, every team in our conference has big wins, and has, it seems it has beaten teams that are going to the tournament. And so for me, I feel like that's been a huge asset in terms of our development, in terms of our somewhat quick turnaround. What is what people see as quick, but we're in the best conference in the country. We had to figure it out to compete. And I'm grateful to my colleagues for the teams in the SEC, the players in the SEC, because they made us get better. We had to bring our best. For our program, it just means that we're going in the right direction. We came here to compete for championships, and I've said that from the very beginning. I mean that. I want my team to understand that that's who we are and that's how we should act, practice, travel, represent ourselves. We want to be champions. We want a championship mindset. We want a championship culture. And we're in the NCAA tournament this year. So for me, that's the opportunity to compete for a championship. That shows that the stuff that we're doing, the process that we have in place here at Vanderbilt is working. We're going in the right direction.
Go ahead, Aria Grierson. Go ahead.
Yeah, Columbia plays, their top scorers are all guards, and obviously you guys have a lot of production from your guards as well. So with Jordan and Ayanna, how do you see that matchup playing out?
I see, May, mommy's talking. You're telling me to be quiet, but I have to talk. Go back there. I see that that I'm excited for my guards to play their best game. And I know what's been said. I'm paying attention to everything that's going on, and I know my team. And so, I watch other teams compete. I have a lot of respect for what coaches and teams do. I think there's a lot of really good teams in the country. I know my team. I know this conference. I know my guards. And, we're going to be ready to play. Whenever that day is, whatever time it is, we're going to be ready to play. I'm excited. I still don't think we've played our best basketball this year. I was watching my team today when we got called for getting our ticket punched to the NCAA tournament. The look on their faces was priceless. They know this is a once in a lifetime moment for them. I can't wait to get to practice tomorrow to see, you know, how they approach getting ready for this game on Wednesday. But like I've told you guys, every time we've met and had media conferences or sat and talked, there's nothing that's going to change for us in our preparation. We prepare the same way for every game because this is where we expect to be. So I want my team to be ready mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You know, I think the loss against Florida in the SEC tournament really stung. But I also think that it was a catalyst for us because I think that my team is a little bit more hungry. And this opportunity is one that we're not taking lightly. We're grateful for it. We're going to be ready. I'm excited for my guards to compete because I think we have to, you know, the best, you know, at least two of the best guards in the tournament in the backcourt when they're playing their best basketball. So I'm excited to see how we show up.
Elena Morris, VandySports.com. Go ahead, Elena.
I'm sure after Selection Sunday, you had a message to your team. What was that after they found out that they were getting to play in Blacksburg against Columbia?
Well, Elena, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I told them because I'm a person that, you know, I try to actions mean more to me than words. So when we got together, we had a bunch of people in the room supporting us, a bunch of our administration, you know, our band leader, all the people that have been associated with our program over the years that we've been here, their families came. It was a big night for us, but we did huddle up as a team. And I just shared with them, you know, that we were in, but that our work had just begun. And what you know, my expectations over the next couple of days and a few choice words for them. That's what I shared.
Joey Dwyer, VandySports.com. Go ahead, Joey.
Obviously, there was a long layoff between the last time you guys played and today. What was that week and a half like, and what was your messaging through that?
I think the layoff in a lot of ways was good for us. I think our kids, you know, we've been going since June. We had the overseas trip that we took. The SEC tournament was a disappointment in a lot of ways. I think it wasn't necessarily the loss. I think it was how we played, and for the majority of that game. And I think our kids, you know, being in the moment that we're in right now, it's hard to explain what that looks like and feels like. And I think that moment at Florida was just a little bit too big for us. The moment we played against Florida in the SEC tournament, and not necessarily for that game, but the implications of that game. I think it finally caught up to us a little bit, kind of a little bit of the outside noise. And I think what I'm most excited about was the ability to give our minds a rest, our bodies a little bit of a rest to try to heal up a little bit, but also to get back on the court, not knowing, you know, what's going to be ahead, and seeing our players come out and just kind of being prepared for whatever it is that we have ahead of us, and knowing we don't have a lot of control over it. They were excited about that. I think today I saw in them something I haven't seen before since I've been here. So I know that we're looking forward now after the last week, having got a little bit of rest and recovery, and also practicing and getting our legs back under us and getting ready for whatever March held for us. I'm excited tomorrow to see what they come with when they know now we're going to the NCAA tournament. We're going to play very soon. You know, we're going to play in games. So in the next couple days, probably, and seeing how they show up mentally and physically to me is important. But I know that they've gotten enough rest mentally and physically. And I think sometimes this time of year, that's hard to give them. We were able to do that based on when our tournament was and when the selection show was. So I think we're really excited and ready for this moment now.
Chris Harris, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm curious. You've been in the game for a while. How anxious were you tonight?
Good question. I wasn't until I sat down, and then I watched team after team get called, and I don't know that I've ever been. I think when I was at Pittsburgh, you know, we had our third or fourth year after being not great for the first few years. We had a moment like today, but you know, I certainly wasn't the head coach. And when you start going through all the names and you don't hear your name called, you start to kind of count on your fingers, like, okay, who's left and who's left in our conference? What are the automatic bids? What are the chances at X, Y, and Z? And knowing that you have no control, I know that does no good. but I'm a human being just like everybody else. And what I felt was just anxiousness for my players. You know, I've been to the NCAA tournament. I've won plenty of championships. As a player, I won one, and as a coach, I won several. So it's not my first rodeo, but it is our players. And, you know, this is a moment hopefully they'll never forget. Like I told them tonight, this is the beginning. This is just the beginning of a moment that they'll never forget. But this is also something that most players never get to experience. So to be part of that with this team, and knowing that when I got here, you know, specifically Jordan Cambridge, who was a veteran player when I got here, that was something she said was really important for her. She wanted to win. She wanted to go to the NCAA tournament. I'm excited that in her 6th year, we have the opportunity to do that. She's earned it. And we're going to be able to take her there. It's a really cool moment.
Are there any more questions for Coach Ralph? Please raise your hand. All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on earning a